I started the Free Speech Union in 2020, partly because I myself was cancelled in 2018. I was appointed to a government regulator called the Office for Students, and the offence archaeologists went to work, dug up various things I'd said, tweeted, posted in the past, and concluded I wasn't a suitable person to serve on this public body, and I'd been appointed by Theresa May, the then Prime Minister, so it became a bit of a political football, and ended up stepping down and apologising for some of the more egregious sophomoric things I'd said in the past, and that turned out to be a terrible mistake. I thought that would draw a line under it, but in fact that was like throwing red meat to a shoal of piranha fish, and I was kind of crazy feeding frenzy, and I ended up having to step down from 4 other positions. So I lost 5 positions in total, including my day job. So I was well and truly cancelled. And when that was all going on, when I was in the kind of eye of the storm and watching my career burn to the ground, I really wanted there to be an organisation to reach out to that could give me good, professional, impartial advice about what to do when you find yourself, in the eye of a cancellation storm. Should I apologise? Will that make things better or worse? Should I defend myself, in various TV and radio studios, or should I just keep stum in the hope that it'll just go away if I say nothing? Where can I reach out for psychological counselling? Some people are telling lies about me. Should I sue them for libel? Will that make things worse? I was completely at sea. There was no organisation like that to kind of offer me that kind of advice. And so when I'd recovered from my own cancellation, I then thought, well, why don't I start the organisation that I desperately wanted to reach out to when that was happening to me? And that was really the kind of wellspring of the Free Speech Union. And in the 4 years since I started it, we've now looked after 2,500 plus people. We've got something like 20 employees. It's a membership organisation. We've got almost 14,000 members. So it's been a huge success. As you can imagine, there's no shortage of demand for our services. Why is it important? In a democratic society, unless we can have a free and open discussion about our political leaders, about the issues troubling us, dividing society, we're never going to reach intelligent decisions about how to address those problems, which political parties to vote for, which policies to endorse. You can't have a functioning democracy without free speech. In addition, free speech is very important for the progress of science. Unless scientists are able to say heretical, dissenting things about current orthodoxies, we're not going to make any scientific progress. All scientific progress depends upon academic freedom and free speech. And I guess finally, free speech is like the canary in the coal mine. We have to be able to call out our political leaders, the ruling class. We have to be able to be free to criticise them in the public square. And once you're not able to do that, once the authorities start clamping down on dissent, try and silence critics, that's always a bad sign. That's an indication that the society is moving away from democracy and towards something much more sinister and dangerous. I'm very suspicious of the concept of hate speech. What people generally mean by it is saying something potentially harmful about a protected minority. But I don't see why particular minorities deserve additional protections, legal protections, which ordinary people aren't entitled to. I believe in equality before the law. And too often, hate speech is just a rhetorical term rolled out by people to indicate that a point of view they disagree with is beyond the pale, is morally reprehensible. And it's extraordinary how many points of view are smeared as hate speech. I'll give you one example. Kelly J. Keane, the gender-critical feminist, women's rights activist, she started a petition on change.org, the petition site, asking the Oxford English Dictionary not to change their definition of woman from adult human female to something more trans-inclusive. It was a response to another petition asking the OED to change its definition. And because she had defined a woman in her petition in the same way as the Oxford English Dictionary, adult, human, female. Change.org removed it on the grounds that defining a woman as an adult, human, female was hate speech. And that's typical of the way in which that phrase is bandied about to try and delegitimise people with perfectly legitimate points of view.